Well, no good outfit is worth its weight in Oscar gold without a great pair of shoes, right?
I agree. It's all about the shoes.
I've dragged Andy into the kitchen to try our hand at cupcake stilettos, which you see right there in the front. We're going to provide some information a little bit later in the show, but I should offer this disclaimer. I just tried to make. So I don't really know exactly all the fun tricks to make it easier. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, because I thought I was coming in to eat cupcakes, but I guess I'm making them.
I tell you what, start right here because this pirouette is going to be our heel. So go ahead and take a bite off and you can determine the length of
I want a high heel.
The height of your heel.
Okay.
We'll get started with that. The first thing I found out as I went over to my friends over at ABC Baking, because they had been on the show, and I said, if anybody's going to know, ABC Decorating's going to know. And so I went over, they said that you have to find these cupcake wrappers that do not have the grease that goes through. They're not very expensive. We got the example right here, and so that's what I went and started with, and I found some fun colors and prints.
Okay.
I baked them just with a regular box of cake mix, and I got a trick from the blog of Cakes by Cassie AZ, blogspot.com. I'll provide that in there. She gave me the recipe for my buttercream, for my royal icing, and she also told me that if you bake your cupcakes to get this perfect little dome, you know how sometimes they go flat? You bake them for 5 minutes at a 400-degree oven. You lower it down to 350 for the remaining, say, 10 to 12, depending on your oven, and you get that perfect little dome.
Okay.
So once you have that dome, Andy, and I've already cut yours out, what you're going to do is you're going to cut a little insert for the heel to go in. And so that little spot pops right out, and it goes into Andy's mouth. Yes. And so then what I've done is I've just taken a regular graham cracker, and I've cut it into the shape of a heel.
And it's got to be fresh, I would think, or when you put that knife through it,
well, you
it's gonna crack.
just apply pressure, and I just kind of rub back and forth. Now, for TV's sake, and because we don't have a lot of time, I just applied even pressure, and you get that.
Okay.
Once we get that, we go to.
Oh, this is mine.
Creating. No, actually, go ahead and I'm going to show you first.
Okay.
You're going to create just the base here. On all of this is going to be covered with sprinkles. So go ahead and create the base of your frosting.
Okay.
And as she does that, pardon me, I'm sorry about that. What you do is you just create some good coverage. And see how I've done that, Andy? Yeah. I'm going to pass this off to you and let you use this one so I can continue.
Okay.
So once you create that good base, then you pick the color. What color do you want the top? All right, so turn that upside down and give some even but not too hard pressure, enough to get it to stick. And keep covering it for full coverage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what you do is you take this graham cracker and you cover it or with frosting. And I've covered this with frosting as well. So really you're just building your shoe. I'm going to go, what color do you want this?
Let's do silver. Is that silver? Okay.
All right, so you push that in there and you get, oh, you hope that it doesn't break, but it did.
Okay.
So if it hadn't have broken, then it would have worked a lot easier. So let's grab this. So here's your heel. You have to cut your heel at an angle. So when you cut that at an angle, then you take some royal icing. And the recipe for this, like I said, that I got from Cakes by Cassie, which seems to work really well, I'm going to provide online.
That's like a glue, right?
It's going to be the paste that basically keeps our heel on. So that would go right there. Now fill that with a little bit of more paste.
Of royal icing.
We're going to,
right?
Yes. And it could probably also be regular frosting, but for our purposes...
Because that's going to help it stick in there?
That's just going to stick in there. And then it comes to just creating all of the pretties on it. So this is where you can put something that's just...
Look out, that was so easy, Stephanie.
You can add... This is... I want to show this too. This... Let me squeeze on this side of you now. Again, here's all of the products that I got. And the price points, I would say... Generally, everything's under $3. This disco dust, it's hologram silver, I think makes it. It adds that little bit of Hollywood pizzazz, so sprinkle that on top of yours. So now if you direct your attention right here to the front, there are some examples of the finished product. Uh-oh, right here in the front. So right here in the front, you're going to see how they look when you take a little bit more time than just, say, 3 minutes. You can cover this, you use royal icing on the edge, and you just embellish until your heart.
But the most important thing is how they taste.
We're going to provide a link to ABC Decorating and instructions online. Thanks for joining us.